Good afternoon. So I'm going to start a few minutes early, and the title of my presentation today is about screen-based communications for out-of-home advertising, retail, hospitality and beyond. And I'll be looking at also the opportunity and challenges for print and sign companies in this space. So starting off with outdoor, well, first point I guess is that digital in outdoor is on the rise. I mean, here we've got a picture of Schiphol Airport. Key point here, of course, is there are many more printed signs than there are LED. But we are seeing more and more LED screens being rolled out for digital advertising. Looking at the Outdoor Advertising Association of America's list of where out-of-home displays are, we can see that digital billboards are only 4,400 units across America. Yet all the other mediums that are print are massively higher in number. So still, digital is a very small share of out-of-home advertising, but it is growing. So outdoor is dominated by print. Why? Well, of course, the high capital investment for digital. If you're going to install a big LED screen, that is a massive cost. However, it is what the advertisers also want. In certain key locations, they want to be using LED, and digital can be more effective. They can change the content on the digital screen at a moment's notice. Getting that content out there is very much faster and therefore also cheaper to deploy. We're not sending any men in vans to go and put up paper anymore. And also, digital opens up new possibilities. Integration with mobile and social, street-level interactivity, and of course, measurement and reacting to those measurements. So here's an example of something that's been happening in the UK recently for an outdoor site. Okay, we're just going to find some sound. 1 second. So there should be some sound now, hopefully. Let's try that again. There it is. Now with a little bit of sound.
You know you gotta step up your game to make it to the top. So go.
Okay, so the audience measurement software that was being used there was from a company called Qvidi in France. They're also one of Onelan's partners. So we're triggering our content on our digital signage players using their audience measurement data from their audience capture. And what we're also seeing, I think, in the advertising space is that when it comes to building new buildings, new locations, sometimes they're just skipping print now completely. Here is an example of one of our installations last year at the new A380 terminal in Dubai. And there is no digital print there at all. It is just purely digital signage. Oh, sorry. key things to take note of here are that we're doing synchronization between different screens, so more than one screen is showing the same advert at the same time. And also they're charging differently for different times of the day. So, for instance, when flights come in from China, and that's a key target audience, people are paying more to reach that Chinese audience at the times when those flights arrive. So it's that ability to really heavily target your advert to particular customers in the airport at the particular times of day. And customers are sometimes even booking the network or part of the network for even just one day, for a specific event or a specific promotion. So again, that's something that's just not possible with print. And of course, the brands are willing to pay a premium for being in the digital format in the airport. So, digital signage out of home. Digital has a premium. Of course, it's a heavy capital investment. The screen costs are reducing, however, and the significant return on investment is driving new builds to consider putting in LED and digital signage from the beginning. So, digital signage out of home is growing fast. According to PQ Media, it's about 19% year over year. So, that was out of home. What about in the store, where we also have a lot of print? Well, I guess the question that's been raging since I began in digital signage in 2004 is print or digital? I was involved back in 2004 in a study to see, well, does digital do more than print? And the answer was, yes, it does. There was between a 10 or even 40% increase in sales by moving to a digital advert that grabbed people's eyes as opposed to a shelf barker that had been printed. This is some detailed research. I've only got 2 slides from it here, but there is a full report behind this that was supported by the UK Point of Purchase Advertising Institute. So we've known for a long time that digital can do a better job in store at getting eyeballs and getting people to buy. So why not more digital immediately? Why not a complete revolution? Why did not every supermarket have it within a couple of years? Well, digital has proved to be, of course, at that stage, quite expensive. The screens, putting in the networks, was a high capital cost. And back then, of course, the brands weren't really convinced still. They wanted more measurement, more proof. Gradually over time, though, the return on investment has come down. You can put a few bits of investment in and get a good return. And there's now that many networks out there that it's moving from a position where you're an early adopter to being one where you are just another person doing the same as everybody else. So you're catching up now. It's me too. So if we look at today, and here's a customer of Onelan's from last year, what motivated them to move from print to digital? And when I say move from print to digital, they didn't abandon digital, they just used it with their digital.
My name's Alice Murphy. I'm the marketing manager here at Drain Centre. I've been with the company about a year now, and when we started about 12 months ago, one of my main projects was to undergo a branch refurbishment programme. As a business, Wolseley has gone through a considerable rebrand, so one of the focus areas obviously was to make sure that the branch gave the same professional look as what we were sending out in some of the external marketing as well. There was a number of reasons why we went for the TV solution as opposed to using traditional point of sale. Obviously there is a cost benefit, although you've got the initial installation cost. Over time you haven't got the costs of putting the point of sale in the branches. The other reason as well was obviously it's more professional, so from the centre I'm actually able to control what we put onto the screens versus the branches being able to do that, so it does give the brand a lot more consistency. The big benefit of Onelan is that you've got this after sales service, which has been really good, so they've been really supportive during the installation, also very supportive on my training that I received at head office. And advertently now it's a lot simpler for me to literally just drop and drag the adverts on, and that's really simple. So we've got a number of promotions at the moment, such as our loyalty programme, So while the customers are standing in the branch, they can see other promotions that we're doing, so the benefits of cashback that we offer. We've got a hamper campaign that we're working on in branch. So again, it just helps to reinforce some of the messages that we're putting out centrally. Feedback from the customers has been really positive. It's something certainly for them to look for when they're waiting in the branch. Hopefully they're not waiting for too long, but things like the news and the weather, it's just useful local knowledge for them to look at. It's been a fantastic service that we've had from Onelan. Really pleased with what they've offered.
So, why did they put in digital signage? They put it in because they can get their messages out there very much faster, because they wanted to improve the store format, and because they wanted to sell a lot of products that actually nobody ever gets to see because they're in the warehouse at the back. So they've, as a result of using digital signage, together with their print in-store, they've got a much better store format, and they're able to push products, much wider variety of products than they were able to before. And they're also keeping their standard visitor, the builder, happy when he comes in. Just another quick example here about print or digital. This is a customer of ours down in Australia. They have the largest pharmacy network in Australia. And what's interesting here is that they have massive amounts of print in their stores. And when they put in digital signage, they didn't take out the print. The print's still there. And in fact, if you want to go and advertise on that end cap, you're not just getting on the end cap. You get in that package, you get a whole load of print in the package. So you're not buying digital signage, you're buying a place in the store. And this customer is very much a proponent of omni-channel marketing. So the same message is online, it's the same message on the television, it's the same in their catalogue, it's the same on the print in the store, and it's the same on the digital signage. And the net result of working in an omni-channel way is that they've seen sales increases for products that have campaigned with them between 100 and 800%, which is crazy, it's mad. As a result of that, they've now booked up their entire network for the whole of 2014 and half of 2015. So for them, it was a massive success to involve digital signage as part of their omni-channel marketing. And they got a return on investment within only 14 months. So the old idea that ROI, gosh, I can't afford to do digital signage, I'll just continue just doing print only, has gone. The costs have come down, the results are so good that actually you can use it together now, successfully, and the investment is worth it. So, lower hardware costs and software costs, and we're now in a Me Too situation with digital signage in retail. Better ROI, particularly for complex goods like mobile phones. And there has also been a revolution in customer expectations since 2004. In 2004, I didn't have a smartphone. Now you do. That's a computer with a screen. So a survey done by Miller Zell in 2009 was asking shoppers what they wanted. And the clear answer is they want more product information. 46% want product comparisons, 43% more product information on quality. Similar survey done by IBM in 2011 of a massive 30,000 consumers found that everybody's willing to look at a website today. So you have to work in an omni-channel world. What you're saying in store must be the same as you say online. And that's much easier to do if you're working digitally. You change your price online, you can change your price in the store in the same 5 minutes with digital. But if you do it with print, it's going to take a much longer time to get those changes out there. And the key thing that they talked about was digital babies. And that is basically all of that younger generation now, they've only grown up with video. They've always had a smartphone. So they are expecting to look at video and moving images. And if you're still presenting them with a static image, they ignore it. So another project that we've been working on, and I'm still rolling out actually in UK, is 3 Mobile. That's all the mobile shops in UK. And we've got video walls to attract people into the store. We've got large screens to actually show people information about the products and to explain the features. But the slightly revolutionary thing that's happening here also is that in the tables we've got labels. We've got small digital screens in each of the tables. So there's no print pretty much anywhere now. So here's what it would look like in a normal mobile phone store. You'll have lots of product information you want to give a customer, and what happens, you print thousands of labels. And every morning somebody goes around the store making sure the labels are right. And guess what? They're normally not. Or, guess what? You forgot to put in the labels that arrived yesterday from head office. So now the price is wrong in the store. So compliance is a major problem for all the mobile retailers. And the customer, remember the customer is smart, he wants more information than you can get on that label. So what's the answer? Well, what 3 have gone for is small screens that are interactive. So by each product, that same information is now presented on a 4-inch screen. So it could be a 7-inch screen, it could be a 10-inch screen, and it can be interactive. So now you're talking about something that's an extension of your website, an extension of your information that you show online. We can operate from the same data. So if you change your price on your website, that's going to be replicated across all your stores automatically. And that's quite powerful. That means your compliance is achieved. And in a very competitive world such as mobile, being able to achieve those kind of price changes fast is the matter of a lot of difference in sales. Also, it frees up your employees to do other things. So, what are the benefits of these small screens in store? Well, interactivity is giving access to more data to the customer. It's creating a better customer experience, and of course, an assisted sell. So when I spoke to one of the managers in Oxford Street in a 3 mobile store, he was telling me he and his staff use those small screens on a daily basis to go and talk the customer through the different options and the accessories and the plans that are available for the phone they're interested in. So it's actually helping them sell. And it's giving them all the latest information and pricing about a product that previously they had to go and look up, and that was slow. So it supports the customer journey, and it breaks down that boundary between online and in-store and makes it more seamless between the two. We're also detasking the retail staff. We're giving them more time to sell. We got the immediate updates network-wide, getting 100% compliance on our pricing everywhere. And as I said earlier, bringing tickets in line with your signage and web. You've got central control of local promotions, so you can actually do targeted promotions in particular areas. You can do A and B testing and control testing. So your marketing department can really start doing some proper marketing. And all of that's going to mean that you're going to sell more, but also it's going to mean you're more attractive to your vendors' marketing dollars. So you're more likely to get a Samsung saying they want to be in your store and they're going to spend some marketing money with you. So, in a word, we have to work now in an omni-channel world, whether that's with print, online, or with digital signage, if you want to be successful. So, what about other applications for digital signage, and how does that affect print? I'm going to talk very quickly about a few other areas: hospitality, public venues, corporate, government, education, health. So these are still places people put print. Hospitality, of course, well, we often think of restaurants, and particularly quick service restaurants. This is a network in New Zealand that we've done. And in this case, why are they doing it? Why are they moving from print to digital? Well, they wanted centralized control of the menu board content. They wanted different content at different times of the day. There's a breakfast menu. There's a lunch menu, there's an evening menu. And they don't have room to have a screen for every menu. So we can daypart on a digital sign, that's no problem. We can have as many menus as we like at different times of day. Also, that gives customers greater satisfaction as well. We can give them more targeted information. We can give better compliance to any labeling laws. It reduces your staff costing. Nobody's having to go and put a piece of paper in to a backlit sign. You just simply press a button at head office. So menu changes are now something that we can do very, very quickly, very rapidly. That also allows us to really feature hero products we really want to shift because they're high margin for us. So we can use good advertising, really eye-catching adverts to push these hero products. And that means at the end of the day, digital signages help driving up the profit of each location. Okay, here's another example of digital signage being used in an outdoor space, a public space. This is the Museum of Science in the UK. I recommend going there, it's free. Okay, so in that case, digital signage was being used to enhance the customer experience. And the key thing you'll note there is that it's interactive and is being updated every day by the team on the Science Museum's communication side. So, you know, if you need to know what's happening, that information is bang up to date. It's not out of date. Similar, if you move to the BBC, they're using digital signage to replace a digital poster. It's doing more than the poster. It's obviously changing content, showing different content. It's giving the time of day, the weather, all of these things. The BBC have then taken it a step further, and they're using it for a wide range of other applications. If you go on the BBC tour, the content you see is live, showing you what's going on in particular studios. And that is, again, all controlled via simple web user interfaces that you have on your iPad. Or on the left, with the Philharmonic Orchestra, we're using the digital signage to actually communicate to the orchestra how long they have before the cameras roll again. So it's not really doing the job of print at all anymore. It's actually something that's very dynamic. Moving to education, what's it used for in education? Well, it of course replaces the old notice board, and it's giving class schedule, timetables, announcements, instructions, news for the school, menus, feedback, etc. So here's an example of what Sheffield University are doing. They've got live video showing you how busy different breakout areas of the university are. They've got live integration with their IT systems to show you what computers are available in different locations around the university. And they're answering all the basic questions of its students. So where are the printers and photocopiers, for example? Similar case here for a school in New Zealand, it's replacing the outdoor notice board. Previously in an aluminium frame with a glass front where people put some paper. Okay, now it's all electronic. So finally, I'm just going to close off by talking a little bit about health and then summarizing what I see as some of the opportunities for people in print and signs. So just a quick word about QTV. QTV's objectives were to build an effective and sustainable health capital, reduce their costs within the health authority, and decrease overall burden of care. Content was changed daily. There were 6-hour schedules interspersed with bumpers. The sidebar with latest news was controlled centrally by the NHS Rotherham's communications team. And locally, ad hoc content was put in by local people in each practice. So that means the receptionist adding to the screen local information. The videos, the content, well, that was health-led programmers, giving content from doctors and consultants on specific topics. And the buffers were short surgery alerts, for instance, flu jab reminders or promotions of local health-related services. Now, what's interesting about this one is that the University of Manchester decided to do a study of QTV. So a number of postgrad students spent a long time analysing what was going on there and produced their postgraduate thesis. Were the objectives being met? Well, the results were very interesting. People trust the TV second only to actually talking to the doctor himself. So the healthcare professional, of course, is the best person to speak to, but then with 55% rating was the digital signage QTV. And down at 38% were the posters, then the leaflets, magazines, and actually, interestingly, at the bottom, the internet, not trusted at all. So, a high-level acceptance of TV as a medium for delivering messaging. It was most effective with the younger audience, who are often the hardest to reach. And the delivery of the messages via the TV was viewed as entertaining and relaxing. It made the hospital and the surgeries better places to be for the patients. They were happier. And it was perceived as a trustworthy source of information for all age groups. So the evidence is that QTV has been a great positive impact on the health of the borough. And the benefits. It helped them to find information. They found it entertaining. It got them to think about their health. They found it relaxing. It made them aware of health services they didn't know were available. It reassured them. It actually taught them something new. And you know what? At the end of the day, it just helped them pass the time. So they're all very positive results. Okay. So just to sum up, what is the opportunity for print and sign companies with this thing, digital signage? Well, the answer is, the customer is your existing customer. That customer is already buying print from you. He's also interested in buying digital signage. It's not an either or. They want both. They want print and digital. Technology is changing the game. We do have reliable high-speed internet now. Screen costs are much lower. Player costs are much lower. It's ever easier to reuse existing content, whether that's taking content from a website or from your old posters or wherever your content is today. Trust me, we can get hold of it. If it's in a database, we can take it out of the database and put it on screen. We've just done some work for West Midlands Ambulance Service where we're showing how on time the ambulances are. It's all dynamic, all coming out of databases. And the other thing, of course, is that everybody's now got a tablet. We've got one of these. Yeah, they've got a smartphone. So we can start using that technology to get information out there. So this is an opportunity. Digital is not a threat to print. That was what we thought might happen in 2004. It didn't happen. All that's happened is a gradual evolution, not a revolution. And that means that it's still a good opportunity for print to work with digital. What's the challenge for print, though, and sign companies in working with digital? Okay. Competition from customer budgets, of course. Yes, you might be seeing some of your budget move from print to digital, in which case, start offering digital. But you've got competition from specialist digital signage service companies. Okay, they've got skills you haven't got, so that might be a bit frightening. What skills do you need? Well, you probably need IT skills, a bit of audio-visual skills. You need to know what type of screen to hang, and you need to know how to lay the cables. And you need to have a bit of experience of content design. And of course, you've got to provide after-sales support to these people. Well, the good news is, actually, there's lots of people out there who can help you, whether that's manufacturers or specialist companies. Print and sign makers can hire, partner, subcontract, or buy to add those new skills. And how can Onelan help? How can I help you? Well, we have an industry-proven digital signage hardware and software platform that works from standalone for a simple digital notice board where no training is required to operate it, to centrally controlled retail deployments. We move from a small screen at the shelf edge right the way through to feature video walls in store, right through to outdoor LED. We have engineering teams both in software and hardware. So even when it comes to integrating our electronics inside your hardware, inside your point of purchase display that you designed, or inside your sign, we can help, whether that's with the mechanicals, thermal, CE, whatever. We're not just a software company. And of course, we will provide training and ongoing support to partners. The key thing is, though, we don't sell directly. We need to go to market through partners. And we go through to market with AV companies, digital signage specialists, but there's no reason for us not to go to market through print and sign companies as well. Just be another reseller for us. Okay. And you'll have access then to also all that audience measurement technology and all the other widgets and gadgets that we have. Thank you very much. Any questions?